Man. Pretty good.
So everybody's got to move forward so it doesn't look like there's nobody here. Everybody come up front. Sorry's a nice guy.
It's all right. No, you're sketching me out, man.
It's all right. Everybody can be where we want to be.
I don't want anybody.
I'm just following directives.
I'm using reverse psychology.
I'll get my phone finger out.
That's okay. I do not care. Yeah, it's building an audience, so I know what's coming on.
Here comes Chris anyway.
Chris.
What's up, brother? How are you? How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good? I'm doing good.
Good to see you.
Ooh, nice chair, new chairs, huh?
They do?
They'll figure last year.
There's a couple of chairs where it's like, I gotta go find a pillow.
Let's get a trash bag.
Mighty companions. Chris. Oh, sorry. No, it's blocking the camera. That's okay. All right. There you go. This is right. Just enjoy that feeling. So I want to invite you right now. I'd like to invite you right now to just let yourself get centered. I'd like for you to remind yourself tell yourself that you're willing to go deep today. Tell yourself that you're willing to go deep today. That you're willing to challenge yourself today. Because I'm going to challenge you with this lesson today. I'm going to tell you right now. Okay? So more than ever before, it's going to be important to remember that the only guidelines to get the most out of this is to remind yourself that you need not believe the ideas. That you need not believe the ideas. You need not accept the ideas. I am not trying to convert anybody. I'm just delivering a message. I did not write A Course in Miracles. So don't treat me like I wrote The Course in Miracles. You don't even have to welcome the ideas. Do you know that some of the ideas you may actively resist? Some of the ideas you may actively resist. Some of the ideas you may actively resist. Some of the ideas you may actively resist. Some of the ideas, some of the thoughts from A Course in Miracles you may not like at all or agree with at all. Some of the ideas you may resist actively. Some of the ideas you will find hard to believe. Some of the ideas you may find hard to believe. Do you know that some of the ideas you may find quite startling? Some of the ideas may startle you. Sometimes when I'm saying this at the beginning of the class, I feel exactly like a flight attendant when people are ignoring all of the safety instructions. I know exactly what they feel like. And when if the plane goes down in flames, you wish you had been paying attention. Yeah. So when I say something that you feel all challenged about, you wish that you were remembering that because the challenge in the upset and the resistance comes from you forgetting that I said you don't have to believe it, you may not accept it, and some of it might startle you and it'd be hard to believe. So when it actually happens, people go, ah, and it's like, but that's what I said. Because hard to believe means hard to believe. Quite startling means I might hear something startling. And so these are the instructions that the Course in Miracles itself gives for how to do the Course in Miracles. Do you know that new means different? When you say you're ready to hear something new, don't you know that that means that you are kind of open to hearing something different? Does that make sense to everybody? Okay. And don't you know, since it is something that is different, you may have resistance because it is opposite to what you may already believe. So it's natural to feel some resistance when somebody is telling you something that may be different from what you already believe. So it's natural to get some resistance when you're saying something outrageous, which is something very different from what we've already been taught. So when you come into a Course in Miracles class or a talk, say to yourself, I don't have to believe this, but you know, it would be interesting to hear something different. Even if I don't think anything that I'm hearing is true, the entertainment value alone is worth it. Just the fact that I actually heard something different from the way I ordinarily think. Do you also know, welcome those of you that are watching online in the live streaming of the class. We got people all over the world that watches live on the live. I'm surprised at some people in my old neighborhood in New Chicago. That trips me out more than hearing from Australia. It says you are not asked to analyze the ideas at all. The first four letters of analyze, anal, lies. Anal lies. Now, if you're here for the first time, I want to welcome you to the class. And probably you're a lot like me. and the way I've been. If you're here for the first time, it's just like on Star Trek. Your shields are probably up. Because it's new. It's a different environment. You're hearing something different. You got a strange looking black dude with hard glasses on. So I could understand a little suspicion coming down. And I'm going to honor you by still being completely myself.
Yes.
Sometimes the temptation when new people are in the room is to change yourself. But I'm loving, so why should I change that? I would need to change if I wasn't loving, trying to turn into loving. But I'm already loving. I wish you peace. If I never see you again, I want you to have peace. So the Course in Miracles says that it's the use of the ideas that will give the ideas meaning to you and will show you that they are true. That using it, he says the ideas will show you that the ideas are true. It doesn't say you are going to show yourself that the ideas are true. It says if you use this perspective will show you that it's true. Because the peace that you can get from this perspective will show you that it's true. Because the goal of A Course in Miracles is not for you to necessarily have more power in the world, more fame in the world, more money, and more physical pleasure. Especially the physical pleasure part. It says the purpose of the Course in Miracles is to give you new interpretations of your experience that you can use. That if you use these interpretations, which are called perceptions, then you will have peace of mind. And then it says that once you have peace of mind, you can hear your own internal guidance. So my goal is to put you in the hands of the God of your heart and being. And it tells us that we're constantly getting guidance that could solve every single thing that we think we're concerned about. All of it. Every day, all day, our higher self is trying to direct us and guide us. But then it says that you can't hear the guidance if you're in conflict. That conflict actually blocks the voice of truth in you. So the most important thing to be achieved is not power, money, fame, and physical pleasure. The most important thing is to allow yourself to have peace of mind so you can hear yourself with the capital S. And then follow the guidance of your higher self, God, if you will. Does that make sense? So I'm not trying to put you in under my influence. I'm really trying to help you be under your influence. We're already under the influence of everything else. It's called the programming that we got from the world. People think they're thinking for themselves, but they aren't. They're just parroting, in most cases, what they've been told since the day they were born. And when you get to the point that you can describe yourself the way that society has told you to describe yourself, then you become officially a member of society. So when you can make the same erroneous judgments about what is as everybody else, now you're a member. You with me on this? So we are already programmed. We're already acting according to the values and goals of external influence. So we're trying to let that go. And it says it's the use of the ideas that will show you that the ideas are true. So I'm going to cover a lesson that when my guidance told me to cover this lesson, I went, oh, hell. I already challenged enough to teach the Course in Miracles. Why you give me this one? Oh, yeah, but I'm a messenger, so I don't write the message I deliver. You know what I'm saying? It's not like your mailman looks at your letter and says, I don't like that, I'm not going to deliver it. You know, he might get upset with me, right? But a messenger of love, a messenger of God, a messenger of truth has one characteristic that's different from a messenger in the world. Do you know what that is? A messenger of love, a messenger of truth, accepts the message first for themselves. So first I accept the message, then I share it. So therefore, what I'm sharing with you, I'm the first one that should be receiving it to share it. Where a regular messenger may share a message with you that they don't believe at all. I'm supposed to believe what I'm sharing or be moving in that direction. So I'm going to start with the first paragraph. Now the first, it's lesson 26 in the workbook for students. It's
Page 40.
It's on page 40 in the Foundation for Inner Peace version of the Course in Miracles. But it's lesson 26 in all the versions. If you do this right, when you die, there'll be 40 versions waiting for you. If you want to be happy and going to get into love, we must become Muslims.
Muslims.
Yeah, we're Muslims. We must be love. We must be joy. We must join. We must love. And the name of this sentence is, the lesson is, my attack thoughts are attacking my invulnerability. 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 I put a little juice in there because all of my memories are stored in my body. And when I put any kind of rhythm or feeling to what I'm saying, it impacts me more than if I go, my attack thoughts are attacking my invulnerability. Attack thoughts are attacking my invulnerability. My attack thoughts are attacking my invulnerability. So, and we covered last week that an attack thought is not just the thought of you hurting or attacking someone else. That an attack thought is also the thought of being attacked. Many people will say they have no desire to hurt anyone or to attack anyone, but it's not many people that will tell you they don't believe they have some level of fear of being attacked. But they don't realize that makes you just as much focused on the thought of attack as the person that's thinking about attacking someone. And the basic rule of new thought or metaphysics, which is what we are studying, is that your thoughts make your perception a reality. That your thoughts create your reality. That what you are experiencing is coming from your own mind and your own consciousness. That you are not a victim of the world you see. You are perceiving projections of your own mind. You need not believe the idea. You need not accept the images, right? You know, I know I didn't attract that last lover. I know I didn't create that relationship. Let me open the door over here. You can come over here so I can see you. Just pull your chair. Today there's a very powerful exercise I'm going to do at the end with us that's going to be great. So I'm going to move a bit faster because I'm going to make sure we do it. Who knows what invulnerability means?
A power?
Being invulnerable. What does that mean?
Nothing can hurt you.
Nothing can hurt you. You're bulletproof. Nothing can hurt you. The Course in Miracles premise is you are an unlimited spiritual being. That you are consciousness, you are awareness that is functioning through a physical form or a physical body. that you are a spiritual being having a human experience. That you are a spiritual being expressing through a physical body. So I'm a spiritual being expressing through a luscious, juicy chocolate body. Is that right? Okay. I see some nods going on out there. Is that perception pretty much? And that's the same thing is true about yours. Okay? But I'm not this body. I have a body, and you have a body, but it's not your ultimate identity. You don't have to believe that, accept that, or welcome that. So who you really are is invulnerable. What you really are can't be hurt. So he says, so I'm going to go through the first paragraph. It says, it's surely obvious that if you can be attacked, you are not invulnerable. If you can be attacked. If you can be hurt, it's obvious then it looks like you are not invulnerable. And then it says, so you see attack as real threat. You see the idea that somebody could hurt you as real threat. Because, now this is the trip part. The reason why I believe that you can hurt me is because I believe I can hurt you. And see, I believe that I could be attacked because I believe I can attack you. See, it isn't that I believe that I can be attacked because somebody can attack me. I believe I can attack you, and that's why I'm afraid that somebody could attack me. Then it says, and what would have effects through you must have effects on you. So if I can have anger coming through me, then I can feel anger having an effect on me. You still with me? Okay, it's this law that will ultimately save you. That what comes through you has an effect on you. It's going to ultimately be the best news you could possibly have. Because that also means if I can let peace and love and consciousness come through me, what will happen? It will have an effect on me. So the love that comes through me has an effect on me. The anger and hate that comes through me has an effect on me first. Because for it to come through me, I got to be the first point of it. So anything that I direct toward everybody else, I am the first one that feels it. So let's say I don't like you, Rami, which isn't true, I love you. Then the hate I would feel towards you, I would feel it, right? Now here's the kicker. You wouldn't. So I don't like you, so I attack myself first. That'll show you. That's what you're doing with everybody you're holding a grievance toward. You beat yourself up all day with your grievance with your parents, your grievance with your childhood, your grievance with your exes, your grievances with your co-workers and your boss, and everybody you think that's ever hurt you. You attack yourself with those feelings and you think you're doing something to them. They do not feel it at all. But the same thing is true. If I love Ronnie, regardless of how he feels about me, I feel that love first. So I get the chance to feel good and healed and loving regardless of how he feels about me. That's using the law to save you. So letting love come through you isn't just something you're doing for somebody else. It's really and truly the most thing you could do for yourself. You know it's true because I would venture to say you probably had an experience where you really felt what you thought of as love for somebody and it looked like they didn't feel it towards you. And the reason why you may have even told yourself they were mutually attracted, and you said, ooh, I felt their love. No, you didn't feel their love. You felt your love. you felt turned on by them, you felt it, and then you projected that they were attracted to you, and you know it's not true by the restraining order. That's your first hint. If you come within 50 feet, you go into jail. All right, so that also means the love that I've been feeling has been coming from me, just like the pain that I've been feeling has been coming from me. Then it says, it is this law that will ultimately save you, but what are you doing? Misusing it now. You must therefore learn what? How the law can be used for your own best interest rather than against your own best interest. So our goal is to see how we can use this rule that what comes through me has an effect on me, how I can use that to my benefit instead of using that to hurt myself. Now, because your attack thoughts, your anger thoughts, whatever thoughts, will be projected, whatever you project is what you fear. See, if I project that there are people who want to do me in, then I'm going to fear the people I have projected on doing me in. How did you manage to be two places at once? You're saying you're here watching me.
I'm on my way. I'm on my way.
So everything that you fear is what you're projecting. So if you fear attack, the Course in Miracles says, then you must believe that you are not invulnerable. You must believe you're very vulnerable. You must believe you can be hurt. You must believe you can be harmed. So just the fact that I'm afraid of you all hurting me is reinforcing the idea that I can be hurt. And so my attack thoughts are making me vulnerable in my own mind. So the more I think I can't trust you because you might try to hurt me, actually what it's doing is making me feel like I can be hurt more and more and more. I'm believing something can hurt me more and more and more. I'm believing people can hurt me more and more and more. And since I believe people can hurt me more and more and more, guess what I attract, draw to myself, and perceive? People that seem to hurt me more and more and more. And since I attract the people who seem to hurt me because I believe I can be hurt, then I believe it even more when it seems like they show up and hurt me, then I believe it even more that I can be hurt. Then because I attract it, because I believe it, then I believe even more I can be hurt. You can see how it builds on itself. I believe I can't trust white people, right? So then I attract what appears to be white people who are racist toward me, which reinforces the idea that I can't trust white people, which attracts more white people that it seems like I can't trust, which makes me believe I can't trust white people. So then I draw more white people that seem to hurt me. You see what I'm saying? So if I'm being hurt by you, it's going to be hard for me to believe that you're not hurting me. But I don't see that it's starting with my own fear. That the whole thing got started, and I'll use the things that are convincing me that I shouldn't trust you to justify continuing not trusting you. Because I'll be able to say, well, see, y'all did this, and y'all did that to me, and y'all did, see, I got a history book of stuff. Right? So I can either perpetuate that fear and therefore continue to see myself as a victim and weak, or I can recognize that I can change it by changing what I feel toward you, therefore having the effect of more love on my mind, which will start to draw really nice white people like you. Nice white people. Thank you, nice white people, for coming to my class. I appreciate y'all. So nice. So nice. We might even go country line dancing or something. Yeehaw! And you know you're at no level of conscience when you hear a black person say yeehaw. We don't do yeehaw. I can go with our safest sound we want to hear. Black person don't you know me? Yeehaw! No, Lord. I was playing in the band one time, and I was the only person with a black body in the band. And I was in like the 11th to 12th grade, 10th grade. And so we were going to play this gig one night, and it was out in the country. And it was in this barn where they had set up. And so we set up, and we getting ready to play. Damn! If it wasn't the Ku Klux Klan. I played my ass off that night. You would have thought I was like the loneliest monk or somebody on my, I was perfectly safe because I was perfectly loving. And so I've been in situations that you weren't supposed to be safe. It would be a miracle if you were safe, and I was safe. And I know why I was safe. It's because I was adamant about loving people regardless of the color of their skin. I've been adamant about that since I was a child, even growing up in the segregated South. I'm old enough to remember when racial segregation was the law. I remember having separate water fountains, separate restrooms, going in the back of restaurants, not being able to go to the doctor to the front door, and I can't go to the movie and sit downstairs. I grew up in that kind of segregated society. So, but the thing that even then though, it did not make sense to me that I shouldn't like somebody because of the color of their skin. So even though there was a railroad track that was dividing the street I lived on, and white people stayed on one side of the railroad track and black people stayed on the other side of the railroad track, there were a lot of the kids that would get together and play after dark. Because a lot of the kids, we didn't want to buy into it. So we loved each other. We knew that adults were crazy. And some of you can relate to what I'm saying. You came here and you went, something really went wrong in Denmark. Something happened. How did I end up in a world like this one? And then some of us conformed and went to sleep and just bought into the company line. And then some of us just wouldn't do it. And I'm one of those, and I would venture many of you are. That's why you're here, because you refused to accept what you were being taught, because in your gut you knew it wasn't the truth. And so my not having those racist thoughts did not attract racists directly to me in my personal experience. So it's our attack thoughts that are attacking our invulnerability. And then it says attack thoughts. He says so attack thoughts are thoughts that you can be hurt, therefore make you vulnerable in your own mind. But all of your thoughts of being hurt and attacked are in your own mind. So you cannot accept that you are strong and powerful and invulnerable with thoughts that you can constantly be hurt and you're a victim of everything that happens to you. You got to make a choice. And they contradict each other. To say that I'm strong, don't hurt me. I'm ready for a really powerful, wonderful relationship. I hope they don't hurt me. I'm ready to be totally abundant. I believe in so much lack. See, these thoughts are totally contradictory. So it says the idea for today, which is my attack thoughts are attacking my invulnerability. My attack thoughts are attacking my invulnerability. These thoughts, it introduces the thought. Hello, I'd like you to meet a thought. Come over here. This idea introduces the thought that you always attack yourself first. In every situation that you're ever angry, upset, going off on anybody for anything, you are the first point of your attack. Breathe. So, if attack thoughts must entail the belief that you are vulnerable, if your attack thoughts must entail the belief that you can be hurt, then the effect of your attack thoughts is to weaken you in your own eyes. So all day long, when you're angry and upset about one thing or another, depressed about one thing or another, mad about one thing or another, you're weakening yourself in your own eyes. And so you are attacking your perception of yourself. I'm upset with you. I'm going to attack my perception of myself with you today. I'm going to attack my perception of myself because you came home late for dinner. I'm going to attack my perception of myself because you look like you looked at somebody at that party too long. I'm going to attack my perception of myself because I think my finances are horrible. The Course in Miracles is saying to us, and since you believe in these things that you're telling yourself, then it says you can no longer believe in yourself. So do you know that people don't believe in themselves because they're attacking themselves all day? Some people attack themselves so regularly, and they do it so much, and it's so normal for them that they can't even conceive of peaceful, loving thoughts. It becomes their personality. So every time you see them, they look like sad sacks. Sacks, not sad sex. Even though some people look like sad sex, but that's another class. I think some of you all have had some sad sex last night. Was that too close to home for a few? Not you, Patrick. That intersex is good for you. I didn't mean that in a negative way. You didn't take that negative way. I'm rooting for you, brother. So you need somebody. That's because I want to be the first point. Okay. See, you start wanting good things for other people when you know it's coming to you first. Yes. I hope all of y'all have great sex. Y'all are so irrelevant. So naughty. I love the people that are attracted to my class. I love y'all. Y'all so cool. You know, you're cool. You're free in yourselves. You think what you want to think. You feel what you want to feel. You react the way you want to react. You don't let somebody else determine how you should be responding to what I'm saying. Those are the kind of people I like to be around. Not the ones that are hypnotized. Not the sheeple. Yes, there are people that are sheeple. They just do what they're told. And they don't question anything. They just do what they're told. And I can see sometimes how they would be tempting. I mean, it's kind of relaxing to give you the responsibility for your life to everything and everybody else outside of you. They can see, that can be really attractive. Just go, you think for me. Okay, you just make all the decisions and choices for me. That's what the average person is doing with the government and everything else. You just make all the decisions. You take care of me. You make all the decisions for me. Conscious beings are not that way. Conscious beings know that they no longer believe in themselves when they're always weakening themselves by telling themselves that something is going to always hurt them. A conscious being knows that when you do that and you weaken yourself, you make a false image of yourself, and that false image of yourself takes the place of who you really are, which is a strong being. So now you believe you're this weak person. Why do you believe you're a weak person? Because you believe you can hurt other people, that you can be hurt, which attacks your own image of yourself and makes you think you're vulnerable. Then you believe you're vulnerable, and your beliefs create your reality, so you draw to you the proof that you are vulnerable, and so you draw things into your life that appear to hurt you, to prove you're right. And one of the easiest ways to do it is through a special relationship. That's someone who can be someone who has been assigned the job of proving to you that you can be hurt. Yeah. and haven't you had those in your life before? Who seem like their very purpose was to convince you that you are weak, that you're not enough, that you're not significant, that you're not loved. But that was a direct reflection of how you felt about yourself. So they helped weaken you in your own sight. So practice with today's idea, which is my attack thoughts are attacking my invulnerability, will help you to understand that invulnerability or vulnerability is what? The result of your own thoughts. Okay, so here is something very powerful to hear. Which is, nothing except your thoughts can attack you. Nothing except your thoughts can attack you. Nothing except your thoughts can make you think you are vulnerable. So what's another way of saying that? Let me say it another way. Nothing except your thoughts can make you think you can be hurt. Nothing except your thoughts can make you think you can be hurt. Nothing except your thoughts can prove to you that this is not so. So if it's only your thoughts that make you think you can be hurt, it is only your thoughts that will prove that you can't be hurt. It is only your thoughts that can prove that you can't be hurt. If you focus on being hurt all the time, then you're weakening your perception of yourself. And in that belief that you can be hurt all the time, you create circumstances, people, and situations that seem to justify you feeling that way. So I'm saying to you that you could have experiences that make you think that what I'm saying is the biggest bunch of crap you've ever heard. But you have that proof because you're already doing what this says, which is seeing yourself as totally vulnerable and can be hurt. And the mind will try to give you extreme examples now, people who've been hurt or attacked or killed or wars. All of those are just things for you to use to justify continuing to believe in attack and defense. And I understand that my mind does the same thing. But what about this person? And what about that over there? Yes, what happened was a person who believes they are just a human being, that they are just a body, that do not know their unlimited spirit, of course it looks like they can be hurt. It didn't say your body couldn't be hurt. It didn't say your body couldn't be destroyed. It didn't say your body couldn't look like it was sick. It didn't say it doesn't look like one body could kill another body. It's saying you are not a body. That's not your true identity. And what happens to your body happens to your mind first. So I'm challenging you to change your own thinking and your own consciousness enough to watch the attack disappear from your life. Because it's only through your own experience that you're going to believe any of this is true. There's no other way to get that this is true. You'll never get this is true by comparing what other people go through outside of yourself, and you won't get this is true by thinking about what has happened to you in the past. You won't get this is true until you stop attacking yourself. And how am I attacking myself? Every time I think that I'm vulnerable to what somebody else can do to me. Whew! Hello. So nothing except your own thoughts can prove to you this isn't true. Nothing except your own thinking can prove to you that you're not the victim of everything and everybody around you. I went from an experience before I got into the course of constantly being upset about one thing or another that it looked like somebody else was always doing to me and making me unhappy some kind of way. And I had little drama relationships over here and challenges with my family over here. And it looks like this is going on in my job and it looks like the world is going crazy. And I started to practice what the Course in Miracles has been teaching. And over 35 years, which is how long I've been studying this book, which my folks always ask me when I go home, am I still reading this book? They think I'm an incredibly slow learner. But they don't know it's stupid to stop doing something that's working. If something is working, you would do better to do it over and over again and master it. I'm studying this because it works, not because it doesn't. Right? So I watched the drama drop out of my life. That's not saying I don't still have things that come up. It is nothing compared to what it used to be, and nothing compared to what it looks like the people around me are going through who don't have a spiritual practice. People who don't have a spiritual practice are going through hell all the time, and they never get that it's because they don't have a spiritual practice. They think they just haven't found the right thing outside of themselves that need to change for them to be happy. So they're hunting for the thing outside of themselves that's going to make them happy. The person, the place, the job, the relationship, the money. And so they have condemned themselves to be forever searching without finding any joy. So I just have compassion for those parts of myself, but I also know they will reach a limit, and when they reach their limit, they'll go, there must be a better way, and as soon as they're sincere about there must be a better way, the universe will send them a better way. So you honor those people who still choose to follow that path of projection and attack and blame, and think that everything outside of themselves is what's making them unhappy. You keep remembering they're just as unlimited as you are. They have just as much guidance as you do. God didn't make a voice just for you alone. You aren't that special. Okay? You're not the only one the Spirit is guiding. Spirit is guiding everyone. But where your free will come in is that you are free to choose how much you want to learn at any given time to change your life. That's your free will. It's when you say, I've reached my limit, I'm ready for another way, I'd rather be happy than be right. At that point, the whole universe will seem to open up for you. But until you reach that point, you honor the person who hasn't reached that point by being available for another way of looking at things if they're open to it, but at the same time, completely supporting their right to continue down the road that they're on until they decide otherwise. First of all, that will be making your life easier. Number one. So I'm going to take us through a very powerful exercise together. But before I do that, we're gonna complete this portion, and then I'm gonna go through it. So acknowledge yourself for being even open to hear this. I want you to do that. Because even a willingness to hear this is powerful. So what we're gonna do right now, I'm gonna do the financial expression of appreciation. And then we're gonna do this powerful exercise. Thank you for sharing with me. I'm a full-time teacher. I do not charge a fee for my classes. And this is a class, not a church service. I'm not charging because I want what I do to be available to everybody regardless of their financial situation. So thank you for not resenting sharing with me if you feel like you received something of value. Because what I'm offering is valuable. Yeah, I'm valuable. Yeah. So, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay. This is always the weirdest part of the class because people tend to sometimes resent sharing money with anyone that's sharing anything that's considered spiritual or has to do with higher. What's it really? You know, football player giving $50 million a year. A truth teacher, if you give them $2, you think you're really being generous. And I'm saying I am sustained by the love of God. So I'm going to thank you. That's all I want to do. I just want to thank you. Did I just do it again?
Did it again.
Did it go off?
Oh, you're still alive.
I'm still alive? I didn't die?
You're alive.
I'm still alive?
Yeah, you're alive.
Okay, thank you. It's nerve-wracking. Also, those of you online, if you would like to make a financial expression of appreciation, just go to my website, earlpurdy.com. Thank you. Also, another thing. I've been doing this 35 years, working with a lot of people, counseling and helping them get past the blocks. If you'd like to work with me one-on-one, I got sessions that I call clarity sessions. If you go to my website, it explains it in detail. I also use my knowledge of astrology and numerology, which is another, in its truest sense, is another way to get a message from your higher self to you. Most people have a misperception about both of those things, and they judge what they don't know anything about, which, we don't tend to do that, do we? We would certainly judge something we know absolutely nothing about, but that's okay. Because those who are meant to hear it will hear it, and they'll contact me. See, the thing I love the most about what the Course in Miracles has taught me, it says that there are people who will be sent to you who the way that you are is best for them in view of their level of understanding. So what does that mean? You can have a partner come into your life as a romantic partner, for instance, who the way you already are is perfect for what they need.
That's right.
So they wouldn't be coming on the scene telling you, if you were different, I'd be happy. There's people who resonate with me as a teacher who have no problem trusting me and being open to me. I don't even have to go through all that. I wonder if he's got some kind of game. Well, that's the person I don't really want to work with, no way. Right? So for me to spend 2 minutes trying to convince that person to trust me, there could be 30 people who already do that. We could be zooming ahead. So I never try to get people to like me, approve of me, or any of that kind of stuff. Because you end up with the people who you flow with. When I was attacking myself, I was always wanting the people who weren't available. I was always trying to get somebody to change the way they felt about me. And I don't do that because I love myself. Because I don't want to attack my perception of myself and then see myself as weak and undesirable and therefore attract people to me that prove to me I'm undesirable. See, that's what I love about this. It gives the power back to you. That's the cool part. If you're hearing me correctly, I'm not taking your power away. I'm actually reinforcing the idea that you are powerful. A good teacher eventually makes themselves unnecessary. And I've successfully made myself unnecessary in a lot of people's lives. They never want to see me again. I taught them well. They're like, I never want to see you no more. All right. Okay. All right. And so I'm available for mentoring. If you're ready to tackle the course, you can have a session with me, and I'll show you all of the shortcuts to how to use that book without jamming yourself up in the process. And so I'm doing a web mastery at 7 p.m. Mountain Time on Tuesday evenings. That's live streamed, and you can attend the class. And I'm also doing a powerful class called A Course of Love. And that's on Thursdays at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So you can sign up for my contact list on my website. Now, all right. When you watch these classes, you get instant replay on Facebook. When you watch these classes, comment, share, like them, because Facebook extends the reach of videos based on how people respond. And thank you for coming in person. It would be so easy to just stay home, and that's fine if you're at home. But y'all know it's a different vibe when we're all together. Both of them are beautiful. So thank you, because you could have just stayed in the bed. So I want to thank you, And it wouldn't even been a love offering band. You would have been a win-win for you go all the way around. Okay, so I want to thank you for coming anyway. And thank you for most of you having pleasant looking faces. Some of you look like an attack upon myself. Okay. But it's innocent.
Yeah.
It's a call for love. Okay, so here we go. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. I want you to close your eyes. If you want to. If you don't want to, it's cool. I want you to review the unresolved questions whose outcomes are causing you concern. I want you to think about something that's causing you concern. And please don't be so in denial that you say you can't think of anything. It's what you were thinking about on the way over here. So think about something that you have some concern about. Now, I'm going to give you some information. The concern may take the form of something you're depressed about. So I actually want you to think about what you're depressed about. I want you to think about what you worry about. I want you to think about what you're angry about. And I want you to think about where you feel a sense of imposition. I want you to think about where you have some fear. And I want you to think about where you have a feeling of foreboding. Or think about where you have a feeling of being preoccupied. In other words, think the way you always think. Because if you be honest with yourself, a lot of the times you're depressed about something, worried about something, mad about something, feel imposed about something, have some fear about something, and preoccupied with something, and have a sense of foreboding about something. So the Course in Miracles is saying in this exercise, think the way you normally think. Okay? Any problem that's unsettled, that tends to recur in your thoughts during the day, something that you tend to think about often during the day that you don't feel peace about, that's a suitable subject. Does everyone have at least one? Yes. Okay. You won't be able to use very many for any one practice period. So take your biggie. Okay. Because it's better to spend a larger time than usual on one of them than trying to cover all of them. So this is what I want you to say and do. Close your eyes. You got your situation? Mm-hmm. Everybody out of denial. Do you have a situation? Yes. Okay, a person, a relationship. Okay. Name the situation. Say, I am worried about, and then tell yourself what you're worried about. I'm worried about this. I am worried about this. I am concerned about this. I am concerned about this. Then I want you to go over every possible outcome that's occurred to you. I want you to get out of denial and tell yourself the things that you think could be the outcome of the thing that you, if I believe I'm not paying my bills, I believe it's going to result in bad credit. I believe that if I stay in this relationship where I'm not being recognized like I should, we're just going to end up hating each other. In other words, whatever the outcome that you have been afraid might happen, don't pretend you haven't thought about that. Tell yourself the truth. And refer to it quite specifically, like this. I'm concerned about blank. I am afraid blank will happen. I'm concerned about this, and I'm afraid that that's going to happen. I'm afraid and concerned about this. This is what I'm afraid is going to happen. Now, if you're doing this correctly and not spacing out, you should have some 5 or 6 distressing possibilities available for each situation. There should be several things that you think could happen that you don't like, possibly even more. It's much more helpful to cover a few situations thoroughly than to try to touch on a large number of situations. It's better to touch a few situations thoroughly than to try to cover a large number. It'd be better for you to take one situation that you're concerned about and then tell yourself what you are afraid is going to happen than to try to touch on a lot of different situations. So as this list of anticipated outcomes for each situation continues, you're going to probably find some of the outcomes, especially those outcomes that you have been coming up with at the end, less acceptable to you. You find that the more you go through this exercise, the more your ego will come up with less acceptable outcomes. Try to treat all of these outcomes all alike. To whatever extent you can, say, it's all going to give me the same, all of the outcomes are going to give me the same outcome. And what's the same outcome? It's going to be, they all are going to be equally disturbing to your peace of mind. All these things you're thinking are equally disturbing to your peace of mind. And so as you name each outcome, as you name how you think it's going to turn out, tell yourself, that thought is an attack upon myself. I'll say it again. I'm concerned about this. I'm afraid this is going to happen. This thought is an attack on myself. I'm concerned and worried about this. I'm concerned and worried about that. I'm afraid that this is going to happen. I'm afraid that that's going to happen. This thought is an attack on myself. This thought is an attack upon. I'm angry. This thought is an attack upon myself. I'm depressed. This thought is an attack upon myself. I'm worried. This thought is an attack upon myself. I have a sense of imposition. This thought is an attack upon myself. I feel afraid. I'm afraid this is going to happen. This thought is an attack upon myself. I have this feeling of foreboding. This thought is an attack upon myself. I am preoccupied all day with this situation that I'm afraid how it's going to turn out. This thought is an attack upon myself. Conclude each practice period by repeating today's idea. This thought is an attack upon myself. My attack thoughts are attacking my invulnerability. That thought is an attack upon myself. My attack thoughts are attacking my invulnerability. I'm concerned that this is happening. I'm afraid this is how it's going to turn out. That thought is an attack upon myself. Now, it's not unusual when you first do this exercise to feel some resistance, because there's a part of you that doesn't really want to say this thought is an attack upon myself. Why? Because nobody wants to attack themselves. So when I tell you to say this thought is hurting you, that this thought is an attack upon you, there's going to be a part of you that's just going to resist that. It's not going to want to say, my being mad at my boss is an attack upon myself. My being mad at my mate is an attack upon myself. My bank account is an attack upon myself. Your bank account is an attack upon yourself. Your bank account is an attack upon yourself. You know, the sickness that I'm going through is at some level is an attack upon myself. It's not going to want to say that. But the beauty in saying that is this. All your life, you have been programmed that you should not want to attack yourself. That's been your programming since you've been a child. That it's not smart to hurt yourself. So you have years and years of training that's been programming you not to hurt yourself. So when you say that thought is an attack upon myself, that fear is an attack upon myself, that anger is an attack upon myself, when you say that worry, that concern is an attack upon yourself, your mind is going to automatically want to stop doing it. So in that way, you're using the way your mind is already programmed to your advantage, rather than having to reprogram your mind. So I'll say it again. Think about, so all during the day, whenever you think about anything that you feel worried, concerned about, depressed about, or angry about, or upset about, be honest with yourself. The Course in Miracles, if you'll notice, it's not trying to tell you to be a bliss ninny. It's not trying to tell you to walk around with rose-colored glasses on. It's saying to you, whenever you feel any anger or lack or depression or concern or preoccupation or foreboding, just be straight up with yourself. Say, you know what, I'm worried about this right now, and I'm afraid this is going to happen. I'm concerned about this right now, and I'm afraid this is going to happen. That thought is an attack upon myself. This thought is an attack upon myself. My attack thoughts are attacking my invulnerability. 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 My attack thoughts are attacking my